My Weird School Days, Book Number 2. Mr. Sunny is Funny. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pellot. Chapter 4. Mr. Sunny is Weird. Mr. Sunny had a baseball cap on his head and earphones in his ears. He was working very hard on his sandcastle, using a plastic shovel to carve the walls. Finally, he noticed me and Andrea watching him. "Hey, AJ," he said, "who's your girlfriend?" "She's not my girlfriend," I said. "I am not his girlfriend," Andrea said. "Well, who's your friend that's a girl?" asked Mr. Sunny. "She's not my friend either," I told him. "Friends are people you like. This is Andrea." "Charmed," Andrea said, all giggly. She did one of the courtesy things girls do. "I love your sandcastle." What a brown-noser! As soon as Andrea started talking to Mr. Sunny, she acted like I wasn't even there. "I'm gonna win the contest," Mr. Sunny said. "First prize is a trip to France. I'm gonna go to college there and study sand sculpture from the great sand masters." "That sounds awesome," Andrea gushed. "Are you in high school?" "Yeah, I'm 16. Is Sunny your real name?" asked Andrea. "Nah," Mr. Sunny said. "My name is Even. Everybody calls me Mr. Sunny because I love the sun so much." "What's in a name?" said Andrea. "That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Shakespeare wrote that, you know." "Ugh." Mr. Sunny took off his baseball cap and showed it to us. It had solar panels built right into it. Then he turned around and showed us that his tank top had solar panels built into it too. "The solar panels power my iPod," Mr. Sunny told us. "Why do we have to burn gas or coal when all the power we need is right there in the sky? Global warming is a bummer, man." "I hate global warming," little Miss Brown-Noser said. If Mr. Sunny said he hated butterflies, Andrea would probably say she hates them too. "Excuse me," Mr. Sunny said. "I can't talk right now. I have to work on my sandcastle before the beach fills with kids." "Men of few words are the best men," Andrea said. "Shakespeare wrote that too." Mr. Sunny took off his shirt and went back to carving the castle. When he turned around, I could see the word Sunny written across his back in white letters. "Is that a tattoo?" I asked. "No," Mr. Sunny said. "I cut the letters SUNNY out of paper and taped them to my back. It's a sunny sunburn." Andrea was all giggly and told him his sunburn was cool. "I bet you have lots of girlfriends," Andrea said. "Oh, I don't have time for that," Mr. Sunny replied. "Sand is my life." Mr. Sunny is funny, but if you ask me, people who wear solar panels and tape letters to their backs are weird. Soon the beach was filled with people, blankets, and umbrellas. I went for a swim. When I came back, Andrea and a bunch of other kids were gathered around Mr. Sunny. "Part of being a lifeguard is to teach you kids about first aid," he said. "Does anybody know what to do if a person is drowning and can't breathe?" Little Miss I Know Everything waved her hand in the air, just like she was at school. But Mr. Sunny called on me, so na-na-na-boo-boo on Andrea. "It depends on who's drowning," I said. "If the quarterback of your Pee-wee football team is drowning, then you have to get a new quarterback right away. Because if you don't have a quarterback, you'll have to forfeit the game." Everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. Andrea rolled her eyes. How about you, Andrea? Asked Mr. Sunny. If somebody is drowning, she said, you give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. That's right, Mr. Sunny said. Andrea stuck her tongue out at me. I stuck mine out right back at her. Arlo, don't you remember when Officer Spence gave mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to Mrs. Daisy at our graduation? Andrea asked. It was just last week. How am I supposed to remember what happened last week? Do you need a volunteer to practice mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on? Asked one of the girls. They all got giggly and waved their hands in the air. Me, shouted Andrea. Please, 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 please pick me. Okay, Mr. Sunny said. Andrea, you're my volunteer. Yay! Andrea squealed, jumping up and down. I tell you, that please thing works every time. Mr. Sunny told Andrea to lie on the sand. Okay, he said. Pretend you were drowning. I dragged you up on the beach and you can't breathe. I can do that, I said. You can pretend you were drowning and you can't breathe? Mr. Sunny asked. No, I can pretend that Andrea was drowning and can't breathe, I told him. I do it every day. You're mean, Arlo. Mr. Sunny knelt down next to Andrea. She closed her eyes. He tilted her head back a little and pinched her nostrils shut with his fingers. Then he told us he was going to pretend to blow a few breaths of air into Andrea's mouth so she would be able to breathe again. He leaned over until his mouth was almost touching hers. Andrea puckered up her lips. Ew, disgusting! Mr. Sunny was about to kiss Andrea. I thought I was gonna throw up. That's when the strangest thing in the history of the world happened. Shark! Somebody yelled. There's a shark in the water. Chapter 5. A Strange Visitor. We all looked up. Sure enough, in the distance, there was a shark fin sticking out of the water. Wow, everybody said, which is Mom upside down. Eek! Somebody screamed. Sharks are scary. My friend Billy, who lives around the corner, told me a shark can bite your head off like it's eating grapes. I saw a movie where this shark ate a bunch of people. In the end, some guy threw a tank filled with gas in the shark's mouth and blew it up. It was cool. Everybody on the beach was yelling and screaming and freaking out. You should have been there. Mr. Sunny blew his whistle and shouted, Everybody out of the water! Leave this to me. I know how to handle sharks. I'll lure it away from the beach. Then he went running into the ocean. Mr. Sunny is so brave, Andrea sighed. That's not brave, I said. That's dumb. The shark could bite his head off like a grape. We all watched as Mr. Sunny dived into the water. He was swimming right toward the shark. What a dumbhead! I was sure the shark was going to bite Mr. Sunny's head off like a grape. But it didn't, because just as Mr. Sunny reached the shark, we figured something out. It wasn't a shark after all. No, it was a guy with a shark fin strapped to his back. Mr. Sunny dragged him up onto the beach. The guy was wearing flippers and a diving mask. We all gathered around. I thought Mr. Sunny might have to give the guy mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. He was choking and spitting out water. Glub, glub, said the guy. Are you okay, dude? asked Mr. Sunny. "G'day, mates," the guy said. He had a funny voice. "Yes, I believe I am okay." "What's your name, man?" asked Mr. Sunny. "George Granite." "Dude, why do you have a shark fin attached to your back?" Mr. Sunny asked. "You scared us to death, man." "I am a long-distance swimmer," Mr. Granite said. "Sometimes I roll over on my back, and the fin helps me stay in a straight line." "Where did you swim from?" somebody asked. "Australia." "What? Australia?" I said. "That's like 1,100,000 miles away." "You swam all the way across the Pacific Ocean?" asked Andrea. "Well, I did stop to rest on a passing turtle," Mr. Granite said. "It was totally amazing. But if you ask me, people who swim across oceans with shark fins on their backs are weird." Chapter 6. Na 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 boo boo. You know how your teacher says you have to read a chapter in a book before you can have fun, and you really don't want to? Well, read this chapter, then go have fun, and tell your teacher na 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 boo boo.